Okay, we're live.
Good morning, guys. Saturday, 10:30. First week of the year, we got it under our belt. See a lot of the flows. It's good information. We talked about this last Saturday. We said, listen, see how the flows come in as we obviously saw the first day of the year, which was last Friday, and see how it continues. But the information is when the flows stop. Okay, when the music stops and things start to breathe, then you get the tests. And that's what we should get this week. First thing we've seen this week, we've seen some of those hot sectors from October. Lithium, uranium, rare earth. They got immediate new year flows. That happens every first couple of weeks of the new year. Where are the hot sectors? Now, as they start to tame and they start to slow down, then you'll see little pullbacks. Then you know if the story is real or if the market just got itself caught again. So that's what we're looking at this week. We're looking at sectors. First sector, rare earth. Okay, we had this on last year. Worked for us, and then it didn't work. So what do you get the first week of this year? People getting right back in. Okay, now you got to an area around here. If there's no more initial year fresh flows, can easily pull back. We like the story, we just don't like it up here, so we're going to wait. So the edge is here. You get to watch everyone else put their money to work, and then if it fails, could come right back down here, and they could get themselves caught again, and they could get themselves the same feeling like they had here. That's an opportunity. Another opportunity, uranium. UEC, DNN, the ones that we've traded last year, we're looking at them again. UEC, okay? Uranium getting initial flows from the beginning of the year. So you got a nice little pop, but then you get this. This is what you got to watch out for. See this, see this, see this? There's people go, get me in the first week. Now we can breathe. That's what we're looking for again. We like the uranium sector. We just don't want to get in up here. So we'll look down here. So what will we look for down here? We will look for something like a DNN, which we've traded a few times last year, and it worked out okay for us. Now it extended up here. Look at the same formation, guys. Blow off top. Now it could breathe. We like DNN. We just don't like it up here. We'll wait for it to pull back, and we have spots. Belong to the group. One thing that I'm actually think can really start to breathe here, the same sector. And we've traded this a few times. UU. I'm going to show you what here. I think if anything's going to pull back first, this will be the first one to pull back. This set up nicely where it extended, and now I think the market got itself caught, and then you could have another one of these where it gets caught. If the market starts to breathe, and this could come all the way down. Now this can go down, I think, faster than the other two we just mentioned in the uranium sector, and if it does, then it gets to our areas. They belong to our group. You know we have patience and we wait. So instead of being caught up here in the first week, it may just keep going. But and then I missed it. But if it doesn't and it pulls back, I have spots that I'm looking for, and I'm going to put the whole thing on in uranium. Yeah. So that's the way we're approaching these sectors. Metals, definitely still the highlight of the new year, was the highlight of the end of last year. And the one that people keep talking about, it's the murmur around the planet, is silver, which I love it, because now all the people that are coming out talking about silver, thinking they're experts in silver, they're trying to explain certain factors about silver. I agree, whatever they are, but I think there's about 7 or 8 factors that are going to influence the price of silver, and all I hear about is on 1, 2, or 3 of them. They don't know the other 4 or 5. I only know it because I think I've been in this market longer than them. I've been trading silver since the mid-'80s, actively. I've been in the middle of everything, and I think people aren't seeing a lot of things. So I think this is opportunity. Look at this silver market. Had people bullish.
I actually have a question about physical silver after you cover this.
That's going to be part of it. That's definitely going to be part of it. Okay, look at what's going on here. Okay, we talked about this when silver went above 40. Got to trade it differently, and then people said, "Get me in." And for this last $10 move, which is $10. Look at this here, $10. Back down, $10. Back up here, $10. Trying to pull back here, another $7 or $8. So you had 10, 20, 30, $35 of movement in silver between 70 and 80. I can't tell you how many people must have lost money trying to trade silver. And we made videos about this constant. Silver becomes untradeable. You got to trade very different. We made the adjustments. What have we been doing? It's going to work out perfect. I think it's going to work out perfect for us. While people are getting, get me in. I'm going to clean this up for you, because this is clear as day to me. People look, get me in. They got burnt. Then it starts to bounce. Get me in. Here we go. They got burnt again. Now we got a process going on in silver, and a lot of the metals in the commodity world, which is creating another opportunity. So we think inevitably this can pull back a little bit, but we think it's inevitably going higher. But you can't get in here and stay in the game here. It's too big of a move. This is a $10 move. Silver moved $10 in 10 years. Now it's moving $10 in 10 days. So it's a very different market. People think they're driving in the middle lane of a highway. They're in the left lane ×3 on the speed limit. So if you think you know how to do that, you can do this. If you didn't adjust your trading, then you haven't adjusted your speed. I've done this. I got experience in it. Doesn't mean I'm smarter than anybody. It just means I have experience in this. Okay, let's get the silver questions out of the way because we got a lot to talk about.
All right, now for physical silver, we have Dan here saying, I just bought 55 ounces of silver at a couple bucks over spot, $85.
No, he bought spot.
Okay. $85-ish per trade. Bad move?
At $85, it depends if you're buying it for long term or short term. You waited this whole way for it to go to $85, which has kind of been the high right now. Now you're seeing all these videos, all social media that on different places of the earth, silver's trading $100, $110, $75, $90. Okay, the physical silver is what's going to be in demand. Okay, but the thing is, when you get to a point like this, people that have this silver on the ride up, they're starting to sell it. So you go to a refiner now. Refiners don't even want to take in the silver. They don't want to take it in. They'd rather wait. So you can't even sell the silver that you want to sell because you got to go to a dealer. You don't go to the refiner. You go to a dealer. You try to sell him your silver. He's at this point, they're not even going to pay you spot. They're going to pay you a little bit under because of these $10 movements. He can buy it. And on weekends, there's a lot of dealers now that won't take your silver on a Saturday or a Sunday because you don't know what could happen from a Friday to a Monday. They could buy it from you at $84 and it could come in at 80, 79, 78. So if you're just starting to get into silver now, you got to watch yourself. If you bought 55 ounces and you plan on buying 1,000 ounces, this is a place to start. If you bought 55 ounces, you plan on doing nothing else, you just put yourself in an uncomfortable spot. Can you stomach silver going down to $70? Very easily can happen. So you got to watch yourself there.
Adsman saying, I bought a ton of silver at $30 a year ago.
A year ago?
Yes.
Okay, well then that's a nice job.
Should he keep or sell? He doesn't need the money.
He doesn't. If you don't need the money, why would you sell?
Yeah.
My opinion is, I've accumulated some silver too, and I already know what I'm doing with my silver. I'm not selling it to them. I'm giving it to my daughters, my grandchildren. I'm giving it to everybody. Okay. Price of silver still hasn't gone parabolic yet. It looks parabolic. That's not parabolic. Okay, guys, maybe I'm talking a little too much. I've seen this, and I'm willing to say 98% of the people on this planet have never seen this before. I've seen this. I've lived through it. I've traded through it. There's going to be one of these crazy nerves, and I think it's going to happen in the next 3 to 12 to 15 months, where you might sell silver at a price you can't believe, and then you're going to go to the dealers, and it's silver. Maybe I'm throwing numbers out, which I actually think is going to be true. Silver might go to $200. You're going to go to a dealer and say, I want to sell my silver. It's $200 in spot. The dealer might say, well, I'm going to pay you about 180, 185. Okay, this is when you're not going to get proper value. So keep all this in mind. That nerve is going to get hit. You got to sell silver if you want to do it when people want it. Okay, it's got to be a mania. It's got to be, like GameStop. Remember when GameStop, you had those kind of squeezes? This is not a squeeze. This is physical. People are going to want it. This is very different this time. I said at the beginning, I said this 6 months ago, and I still believe it. This is different in silver than the last 2 times we had these silver crazes.
Next question on silver. Will silver ever get confiscated if futures are unmanageable?
Yeah, of course they did. They did that in the 30s. They did that with gold. Silver, if you look at you got to go back centuries. Every major empire revolved around silver as a currency. And then it got diluted, then it got manipulated, and I think it can happen here. It's just my opinion. If you got your silver sitting in a vault or you got silver somewhere allocated, fine. Nothing wrong with having some silver under your mattress.
All right, let's see the other questions here. Would you play with SLV?
SLV, we are not a fan. We do not play in SLV. Okay, SLV has inherent charges. They're called cost of carry. But you get charged for everything. Okay, now think about it. If you own silver, the only thing silver is now you don't have the dollars. So you can't put it to work and earn your 3-4% a year on it. That's part of the cost of carry. Silver is bulky. You got to put it in a vault to protect it. You got to pay to insure it. Those are all costs. SLV puts those costs in there because they tell you they have 1 ounce of silver for every share you have. Okay, I'm going to show you an example. Now this is the price of silver. You just told me the price of silver is around $81 right now. Okay, I know where the price of silver is. So silver is $81. So if you bought SLV, shouldn't you have 1 ounce of silver? Okay, what is SLV? Is it $81? $72. That's how much it eats away. Now I understand you have that silver coin. If you have that silver coin, that 1 ounce silver in your hand, you lost the opportunity cost of earning interest. But the other costs you don't have to pay. SLV charges you every cost. Okay, I am not a fan of SLV. I'd rather be long a silver miner or long physical silver.
Okay, Chivon's asking about, do you think we're going back to the gold standard?
I think no, I don't think we are. I think the planet is, and that's why they're all accumulating gold. Okay, there's not enough gold around to have a gold standard. Okay, you need an ounce of gold to match up against whatever the major currency is, and that don't match. That's why we came off of it, because we needed money.
Okay, let's see what other questions we have. We're still talking about metals, guys, but we will cover nat gas and UNG. We have a lot of questions about that.
Everyone's asking.
So we will cover that once we're done with silver. What about the ratios between gold and silver?
No, guys, I don't know a person yet, and I've been doing this for how many decades, that has a good story in ratios. Okay, there is no story. When silver is on its own, it doesn't look to anything for influence or to mark up against. In my opinion, if silver does what I think it's going to do, and you sell it and you get dollars for it, you don't want the dollars, because I think the dollar is inevitably going to wash out. So you want to get an alternative. I would buy gold. Now that sounds like a ratio play. It's not. It's just moving money from one to the other. But if you're trading an absolute ratio, come back to me in a couple of months and tell me, boy, I wish I didn't do this, because there's no rhyme or reason. You're flipping a coin.
All right, let's see what else we have here. How about we go over some silver stocks that people can look at?
That just keep going. One of the first ones, Hecla. Look at this. Just keeps going.
And this is HL?
HL, Pan American Silver, the one that we think is the closest way to be long physical silver. That's our opinion. You got to understand, when you say I want to buy a silver stock or I want to buy a gold stock, you got to know which ones you want. What do they do? What are they sensitive to? Something like Pan American is the closest you could get to being long physical silver. Just got to find it on my screen, because that one just keeps going too. Let me see, Pan American, PAS.
Let's see. Yes, right there.
Thank you very much. Okay. That's the closest to being long physical silver. That doesn't look like Hecla, but it grinds and grinds and grinds. Okay. Some miners, they take the silver and they hold it. Okay, which gives them leverage on the upside. Some miners take the silver, they just keep pounding it out and matching it up against silver futures. Some miners go get pricing because of what the silver is in the mine don't come out. Pan American is one that is, they're the closest to trade of physical silver. So if you don't, like, you have SLV and you think you own physical silver. Well, how come SLV is lagging and Pan American is going? Okay, you got another difference.
Where would you suggest to buy metals if you want to have it physically?
Where? Meaning what price, or where would you buy them?
I guess, yes. What price?
The price? If you haven't accumulated now you're trying to accumulate silver, you got to be prepared. Can you sit there and watch silver drop $10, $15, $20 after you buy it? If you have the stomach for that, then you have a little plan. But now you want to be in silver. Now you sound like everyone in the planet, the FOMO. Get me in, get me in. It's the time of the year. Get me in. And look at now they're paying. The traps get set up. Just don't be surprised if you see a major pullback. I don't think it's coming, but it can come. That's when you don't expect it is when it comes. And can you stomach it?
And where do people actually go to buy it?
You can go to the dealers. There's plenty of dealers that'll do it. Now keep this in mind. You want to go buy physical silver. Silver's $80 an ounce. You're going to pay sales tax. You're going to pay the spread. You're going to pay literally a total spread for physical silver. You're going to pay premium. It's going to add up. You're going to want to pay $4, $5, $6 an ounce above the spot price of silver. Big number.
Is silver adjusted for inflation?
No, silver's not an inflation hedge. So silver's on its own. Now it has always had a fun industrial use. Now it's pretty much was flat with a small deficit. But now everyone on the planet wants a little bit of silver. And you think about it, there's 100 million ounce deficit and now half of the world, which I would say is the eastern part of the world, wants to buy silver. So if there's 4 billion people there and a half a billion people want to buy 1 ounce of silver, we don't have it. So the speculative part is what's making silver go crazy.
Okay. Looks like, okay, let's go transition to other metals.
Okay. The other one we think is getting ready to go, and we think they're going to go, and we're going to wait for our spots, platinum and palladium. Platinum is next, in my opinion. Okay, but it's wild. And as you can see, this moved even quicker. This started in December. Went from here to here in December. That's pretty wild. And that was on our radar screen, and we had platinum. Okay, now the same thing. You go from here to here. This happened in days. Okay, these are daily charts. You can't stomach this. Look at it. I'm bullish. I'm bullish. Get me in. Get me in. It's like, oh my God, what did I just do? I literally lost half of my house by getting in. This is going to continue. We like platinum. You just got to know where to get in. Another one we like a lot, but this is not something you're able to trade. It's considered trading by appointment only, but I've been doing this for 4 decades too. Palladium. It's another one that's cheap. Okay, but the same exact thing. Look at it. Sits and sits and sits, gone. Then when it wants to breathe, look where it comes down to. I mean, these are metals, guys. This is like .com stocks. These are penny stocks. They're not penny stocks. This is real, but there's a story behind these. The problem is you read the story up here, and then you're stuck down here, and you go. And then the story say, "Well, I like the story. You like the story. Do you also like you got to hide under your couch because you can't believe this price?" We like these metals. You just got to know how to get in.
All right. How about gold?
Gold is different. Gold is steady. We think gold is still going to go much higher, but it's going to be a grind. It's not in the spotlight now. The other ones are catching up. That's why. And people don't know how to handle the liquidity. Gold is this. Gold, I still think, is going to be one of the shocks of the world. Okay, the planet. Somewhere down the road, meaning in the next year or two, where you're going to see gold maybe get repriced around the planet, or literally get priced, and then you could see it double in price. The whole planet wants gold priced higher. Okay, and there's a reason. If you belong to our group, we'll explain why. I think if you do a little bit of your homework, you'll understand why too. But I think gold's going to get repriced on this planet, and everyone is rooting for it.
Is there a palladium platinum stock?
Yes, we have a couple. Okay, the one that we've had three times this year last year was our home run trade was SBSW. That's a way of getting platinum and a little more palladium exposure. You tell me. This was our home run. We were all in here. We sold it here. I'm not exaggerating. You go look it up. We went all in here. We sold it here. We went halfway in here and caught the ride. You tell me if this is a nice platinum and palladium stock. We got a couple other ones. We have one we have on as a group, which is, in my opinion, even stronger, but that's not for here. You got to belong to the group to know that one.
All right, let's see. We have other questions here. Will platinum be worth more than gold eventually?
Platinum is supposed to be worth more than gold. It costs more money to mine and produce platinum. So this has been out of whack for about 15, 20 years now. So I think it will catch up. But people want to trade platinum. Say, well, I'm gonna buy platinum like I buy gold. And people don't realize they're two different markets. You cannot sit there and go, if I miss gold, I can trade platinum. I'll buy the same way. There's no liquidity at certain areas. Gold has liquidity in all areas. Platinum doesn't. You can't trade it the same. But I think platinum will catch up to gold.
All right. How about copper?
Copper has a story, but copper's got too much speculative interest here. So you got to watch yourself. That's why you get wild moves like this. I mean, you got to be kidding. This is out of control. You had the wildest move in a commodity in history back here. After you had the biggest trap set up here, we made a video about this. When copper went up to here, we made a big video. So, guys, this was a trap. People read this the wrong way. And then when they realized they read it the wrong way, they couldn't get out. You had the largest move in the history of commodities in one day. Okay, and it just grinds because it has a good story. Now you're getting back up to these areas. But this kind of a grind is new money, speculative money, reading the story that was good down here. So you got to watch here that it could easily have one of these blow off tops and then pull back. I like the story, but it's like the same as the other stocks. I don't want to be involved in copper up here. I want confirmation.
All right. How about we go over natural gas?
Natural gas on everybody's radar because we think natural gas is cheap We thought it was cheap last week, and obviously we were wrong because it's cheaper now. But I think what we're going through right now is the perfect storm in natural gas for the downside. And once it filters through, which I think can still take another week, then I think natural gas can hold. Okay, natural gas, look at this. This is serious. Now, we understood exactly what this was.
Now, this is natural gas futures,
This is natural gas futures. We knew what this was, so we said this is going to cause this. So we started buying natural gas around here. Not here. We started buying natural gas around here. And now look at it. Now it's washing out. There's some other things going on that in natural gas right now that are causing this. Okay, so it's extending. We think natural gas is getting so stretched that it's going to be like a little bit of a bungee jump. And you get any slightly bullish news in natural gas is going to make this thing react. Now, meanwhile, how do you sweat it out down here? We're trying to sweat it out because I am long natural gas. I want to tell you what I'm doing. I'm long natural gas, and it's not easy to be long when you go from here down to here. But I'm going to stay with natural gas because I do think it's going to pop, and I think a bounce is going to be a very significant move. And the same for UNG.
Okay. How about we take a look at UNG and how it looks compared to?
It's exactly the same.
Okay.
It's the same chart. Exactly the same chart.
A lot of people ask about UNG.
That's what UNG is, the same chart.
Yep.
Okay, it's a natural gas ETF. The thing is now, as you get to the end of this week, okay, so this is UNG. All right, let me show you something here that maybe will help you explain a little more. So right now, you're long UNG, which is marked here. Okay, that's 315. Next week, you're going to be long UNG, and it's going to be marked here. You're going to be marked here in UNG, which is 260. Okay, because there's a roll period going on. So the downside gets a lot more compressed down here. That's another reason. So you're getting the selling is going right into a compressed area. Like how low can natural gas go? You know, there's a point from 420 to 260 can go maybe 10, 20 cents more, but it's compressed. But your UNG will be priced here, so that's an edge because now you're getting priced down here. And it's already going into the roll period now. It's a little bit of mechanics. Maybe I'm not explaining it because it's a little more in depth. But as of next week, you'll be long at 260, not long at 310.
Okay, question. Is this the best stock for nat gas exposure?
No, not at all. Not at all. This is an ETF. This is a way of replicating futures.
All right. Since we're talking about futures still, how about we talk about cocoa?
Cocoa. We were waiting for this. We could not believe it came, but we waited for this and it worked. We thought cocoa was the biggest trap of the week that just passed in futures. Okay, there's a process going on in commodities right now, commodity reweighting, and cocoa, which is going to be entered into an index, has tremendous buying going on over the next week. So think about it. If you're just out there and you know this information, you think you're smarter than everybody else. Well, I got to be long cocoa. There's so much buying. In my opinion, I've been doing this for decades. Okay, and I think I understand the reweightings better than anyone else because I've lost so much money doing it. And now it's become an edge. If you look at what we've done over the last 5 or 6 years, January is usually our best trading month. Okay, why? So everybody on the planet, there's no reason to be short cocoa. You have to be long cocoa or have no position. Everybody's long cocoa. Now you get a little bit of selling. Look at that move. Now, if you sit there a couple of days ago and you go, there's so much buying in cocoa. So everyone is long there. Here we go. And they keep chasing it. Now they're caught with their pants down. Now they're caught here. Now they're getting into our area. I love the price of cocoa in this area, which I think we're going to get to early in the week, and then I think we're going to have maybe I shouldn't even be saying this. I think you come back a month from now, and cocoa is going to be up here. But right now, it's blowing people's doors in. This was incredible. This was the perfect setup. This is something. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. This is something I would have gotten caught in years ago. Okay, and now I smelled it. I smell it out. I've been through it. So once I see it go down a little, I said, no, it's going down a lot more than people think. And look at it. So you're going to have a little more, and then I think we're going to bounce right up.
All right. Would you play Boyle for nat gas?
No, stay away from these things. These are levered ETFs. You don't get fairly priced. We do not trade Boyle. We tried to trade that a couple of years ago. I know how to do the math. You don't get fair value. Stay away from them.
Which broker should I use? What do you recommend?
For what?
For equities or futures?
Equities, I use Charles Schwab out of loyalty. Futures is hands down, not even close. RJ O'Brien. That's what I use. You get personal, and you get the electronic platform also.
All right. Let's see. Let's see if we have any other questions here on futures. Looks like we answered them.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any way people can get into cocoa without buying futures?
No, there really isn't, guys. There isn't. There's no equities that are going to give you this kind of exposure. You want to buy chocolate companies, you want to buy Hershey's, some of those, but you're not getting what this is. You got to kind of strap in and trade these cocoa futures. But the opportunity is here. And the best part is now there's no one in that elevator. That elevator was so crowded 2 days ago. That elevator, people are jumping off. They're jumping out of the elevator. They want to land quicker than the elevator goes down. This is the opportunity that we want. So I think it's right here.
Next one, live cattle. From
Live
Jason
cattle,
Witt.
you know my opinion on live cattle. We're always going to be running short beef in this country and on this planet until something gets fixed, and it can't get fixed. So you always ask me about cattle. You're never going to hear me be bearish. Never. When you see opportunities, you buy them. I just think it's going to wind up being higher. You may get blips because of the economies, but overall, cattle is always going higher.
KC Wheat.
KC Wheat, big opportunity coming up. And this is one I think you're going to come back in a month and say, wow, this was an opportunity. Okay, we think KC Wheat isn't prepared for what is going on now. So we think KC Wheat can do a little dancing around here. Okay, but inevitably you come back 4, 5, 6 weeks later, we think KC Wheat is going to be one. If grains go, KC Wheat is going to be the leader.
Can I trade futures on Charles Schwab?
I hear people trying and I hear people complaining. So I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to have to call up Charles Schwab.
Yeah. And then they let you trade certain ones. And there's a lot of, handcuffs on. Handcuffs, just restrictions.
We have a lot of questions about you.
Yeah. I think you is getting ready to breathe. Okay. I think it was the hot sector. Beginning of the year. Look at this. You got this in the first week. Bang. Right to a spot. And I think you got a little bit of a blow off. I think it could look like this. Could look like this. And I think it's going to pull back. Okay, if there's more flows coming in uranium this week coming up, it's going to keep going. Then I'm going to miss it. But right now, if I was long I'd be cashing for that 1 week trade. I like it. I just don't like it here. I think there's a shadow of pulling back.
Is it wise to sell gold and buy physical silver at current prices?
Why are you trying to trade a ratio when we just finished saying ratios don't work when silver's in play? Silver's in place, so don't use anything as a gauge. Okay, what I would do, because I don't want to be long dollars. I think dollars inevitably, and I think it's going to start to speed up, are going to become less value, less worthless. I'm looking at treasuries. I'm looking at countries that own our treasuries, and they're getting 4%, but they're losing their dollar value. They're going to be pulling out of that. So if I sold silver to cash in, which I wouldn't do here, what would I want to be long? I want to be long something else. So I would actually buy gold if it was the right price. But I'm going to put a ratio on. Guys, you're flipping a coin. If you think you have an edge, you have an edge. I'm just giving you out of 40 years of experience. I know a handful of good stories to trade the gold-silver ratio.
Let's go transition to oil and gas.
Oil and gas, very, very attractive areas. Okay, we caught it. If you were on last week, you told us we love the price of oil. We love the price of gasoline more. Look what happened to gasoline. Bang. Okay. We had it all on as a group. Okay. We made the video. We said, this is too cheap down here. Look what happens in a couple of days. Gasoline straight up. Took our profits. Now we're looking for any kind of a pullback. We're going to be getting right back into gasoline. So we like gasoline a lot and we're trading it.
What's the ticker that you're looking at?
That was February futures. On a pullback now, we will look at March futures. Crude oil. Same thing. We said crude oil is too cheap down here. Okay, and the littlest thing is going to make it bounce. What happened to crude oil? We made the video last week right here. Right here. Snap right up. What do we do here? I'm going to show you exactly what we did because we cashed it in. Okay, see if I can do this right. You know why we cashed in our oil? This is the reason. Look at this spot. You tell me, guys. That's why we cashed in our oil yesterday. We sold all of our oil out yesterday. Right at the spot. The pullback here, we're going to put it right back on. If you belong to the group, you know where our spot's going to be. I'm not telling you here. You got to join our group. Okay, but look at that. In 1 week, crude oil from here to here, sold it all out. We did it with gasoline, and we're looking to put them right back on. But you got to watch. Do you buy it here? Do you buy it here? Do you buy it? Well, no. I think I have spots that I'm looking to buy my oil and my gasoline right back.
All right.
You don't have to listen to me, guys. If you want to talk to the group, I think they'll verify these. I mean, it's easy for me to say it and look like I know what I'm doing. Prices talk, trades talk.
How about we go over the end of the year trade log to show people?
Yeah, let's do this. This is last year. We only got 1 week under our belts. So we have not even close to the amount of trades. This is what we did last year, guys. 344%. No exaggeration, no bells and whistles, no frills. This is real trades. Did 500 trades. We have no pending, so everything is out, cashed in. That was the return. It may sound crazy. We've hearing that. Then people come back and say it is not crazy. This is called trading, not investing. Okay, and we stick to what we have experience in. I'm willing to say 80% of our trades are commodities, resources. We trade futures, we trade equities that'll give us the same kind of exposure. 15, maybe 20% are some of the big names. Maybe we'll trade a JetBlue or a Tesla once in a while, but we stick to what we think we know. You can see it right here. We're going to continue. Platinum, palladium, soybeans, wheat. Look at these last year's trades. Some of them are a couple of weeks. Some of them are 11 months. One trade we had on the first day of the year. Let's see if I can find it. We bought it the first day of the year. We sold it the last day of the year. Okay. So, we have long-term, short-term. This is trading. Okay. It's one of our platinum stocks. Okay. So you can see this is how we trade. And we think we're going to continue to do the same trading. We think it's there. Well, look at that return. Okay. You can try to make, if you trade the stock market, the last 25 years, you know what your average is? 4 to 5%. That's after fees and everything you got. You make 4 to 5%. You're happy with that? Fine. If you want to actively trade and put a little time into it, a little dedication, look what you can make. That was made in 1 year. The year before that, which would be 2024, we made over 100% that. Okay, we're actively trading. Okay, we take risk. Hopefully we take good risk. So far it's been working okay. This year, we've been waiting. You see all these big moves? We didn't get involved. We have a couple of things on. We're going to go talk about them now. Okay, but this is how you do it.
How many stocks do you trade at once usually?
Well, we can have anywhere from 10 to 30 positions on at a time.
And how do you stay balanced? So if one goes south
That's
the
right.
wrong way, you're not hurt.
Balance is important. That's the big edge. Okay, for years our buzzword has been patience. The last year, I say our buzzword has been balance, because you have ones that don't work. Something like a natural gas right now. But if you have your balance in your positions and you have 15 or 20 positions on and 2 or 3 don't work, it's not moving the needle as much. So you're not making an impulsive decision on one because of the other. Balance is important. We always have balance.
And do you show everyone your trades live?
Everything's live. Everything is live.
So people have access to your trades?
Well, you can see this. If you belong to the group, this is there all the time. You look at the trade log all the time. Always there. It's 500 of those trades. This year we have, just glancing over, we probably got about 6 or 7 positions on. They're live on the trades too. When we put them on, we tell everybody exactly what we do. This is our Discord chat. This is all my opinions all day. I just put out my opinions. And when we're looking to trade, we tell everybody what we're looking to do. And one of our stocks that we cashed in yesterday, we had a piece of it. Okay, we bought this the first week, popped up 3-4 points. MOS. I'm going to show you that one in a second. So we tell you live what we're doing. Okay, live trades, all live trades. We're looking at it and then we trade it. Looking at it, then we trade it. Sometimes we're looking at it and it don't get there. No problem. Okay, this is the way we trade. So everybody's on board. It's a team effort. That's how we do it.
So guys, if you're interested in these trades and viewing them live with Joe, you're looking over his shoulder and he's telling you what he's trading, type in the chat, join. So we know you guys are interested, and we'll show you how to join.
Yeah, just looking over my shoulder. I don't make any recommendations. I'll tell you what to do. We don't ask you for your money. You're looking over my shoulder. I tell you exactly. When I say we, I'm referring to myself. I tell you what I'm looking at. And then you have a minute, couple of minutes, and they'll say, okay, guys, you know what I do? I'm going to sell this or I'm going to buy this. It's up to you if you want to do anything here. But that's what a lot of people have been doing. So far, it's been working.
Okay, how about we show them the site? We have a bunch of people who are looking like they're interested. So
going here, right?
Yes.
This is us, guys. RNTR.trading. Okay, that's what it is. Risk of not taking risk. Okay, Look it up. We got a lot of copycats now. I guess they realize that it's not easy to make money and they're getting banged around a little. We consistently do it. So there's no extra G, no extra R. The way we have a little bit of security is you contact us. We don't ask you for money. We don't ask you any information. We get back to you. We get back to you with a link, get back to you with an email, and get back to you with an invite to that Discord chat. So that's the way we stay away from these clowns who are trying to imitate us. Okay, that's how we do it.
All right.
Get all of this here.
I'll answer a couple of questions here. Guys, jot down our site, RNTR.trading. Take a screenshot, jot that down. Send us a message if you can't find it. But our links are at the top of our social media page, so you'll be able to find our website to sign up. When you get to our page, you'll be billed any type of billing cycle you would like, monthly, biannual, or yearly. Of course, you get a better discount when you join the yearly or the biannual. Everything is all inclusive. All the plans are all the same. You're just billed differently.
Yeah. You don't like it, you want to quit, you just get prorated to get out. Join it for 2 weeks, what it cost you? $50. Okay. It's a different way of looking how to trade. Like I said, we're not investors, we're traders. So if you want to invest, give your money portfolio manager, you'll make your 5%, 4 to 5% a year. So all the stock market has been returning. You sounds like you're getting these 20%, 30% years. Go do the math the last 25 years. After fees, after everything, you're getting between 4.5% and 5%, which to me sounds like inflation. You get 1 or 2 years like this, I don't think we're going to have another 300% year. But if you're consistently making well above that, you might be looking at a good way. It's an alternative way.
All right. So, guys, if you need any help on joining, just type in the chat help. I'll review it one more time. I'll show you what our website is, and we'll move from there. Send us a message personally. We will not message you. So anyone who messages you that looks like their name RNTR Trading or Joe,
be aware.
Be aware. We do not message you. We will not message you to join us.
That's how we do it. We get back to you. We get back to you with a link. We get back to you with a mail, and then after that, then we get back to you with an invite into the chat. So anything else you see? No, we're not mirror traders. We're not day traders. We don't trade candles. We're not swing traders. We don't trade crypto. Okay, so when you hear all these things, that's not us. We are directional traders with stories, and if you belong to any part of our group or been watching us, you know the way we trade.
All right. So I'm a monthly membership, and I want to change annually. Okay, put it in the chat. Some people are asking they want to change their membership to annually.
Good.
We'll tell you how to open up a ticket, support ticket in the chat. We'll tell you how to, or send us an email.
Yeah, we'll work with you on that. You're not getting flim-flam there. We'll work with you.
All right.
It's okay. We want you to belong to this group, and like you said, you can always leave. Our
next question here: how much money do I need to start investing?
Good question. Depends. If you're an equity trader, only stocks, you can probably start with $1,000. If you want to trade futures, it's levered, so it's margin requirements. You're probably going to need at least $5,000 to open up a futures account. Okay, because you know what you want to do? You want to trade because of your opinions. You don't want to trade because of numbers. So if you bought something and it goes down, it makes you uncomfortable. You know what makes you uncomfortable? The numbers. So if you have enough in the account where the numbers are not going to affect you, then you could trade properly. That's why you need a little room. But we've got people that started with $1,000. My opinion is you probably need 5 to 10 for stocks, and I would say closer to 20 for futures.
We have a lot of questions in the chat here of why we offer this service and why you're doing this to help people.
Really?
Yeah.
You just answered your own question, to help people. I retired 20 years ago. Yeah, this year is 20 years. I retired from Goldman Sachs. I've been a teacher since. I enjoy teaching. Okay, I had the best teachers. So think of what I'm doing. I had the best teachers on the planet teach me. Then I became a teacher in universities across the country. I enjoy it. So why not? And then when I wanted to just do it for myself, I had my students come to me. So why wouldn't you want to teach what you know to others? So we do it this way. Think about it. I'm trying to get rich on $98 a month. That ain't happening. Okay? So we have a whole group. The staff has grown incredibly. I enjoy teaching. When you want to see me smile, you watch. When we have good days, or when we hear stories from some of our members, that's when I smile. Winning and losing, everybody wants to win. Making money, fine. But, we had something in September. MarketWatch.com got to us. They want to do a piece on us. We had one of our loyal members retired, took his entire business, and looked over my shoulder and traded it. And within 6-7 months, bought himself a house for his children. Okay, we had someone else a couple of months ago. I joined. I've been a member for 3 months. I just paid for my son's college tuition. Okay, we're hearing these kind of stories. That's what makes me smile. Okay, I like to win. I like to teach, but I want to see people grow. And you know what? Why not know how to do this on your own anyway? You pay someone, and you can say whatever you want. You're in your IRA, you're in your 401k, your annuities. There's a fee. They're going to say, no, there's no fee. There are fees. Okay, they're subliminal, and that's why your 6% return becomes 4.5% return. Hey, anything you do, you got to pay for the service. But if you could hit the same buttons that they're hitting, and maybe control your own risk because maybe you want to get out of something and they don't. This is an alternative way. That's all that it is. I'm showing it to you.
Next question from Jason is, I never did this before. How do I get started with it for $1,000?
I wouldn't try to trade futures. I would stick with equities. We have so many stocks. Some are $100. Some of them are $2. We had a stock that we bought as a group, I don't know, maybe a month ago. I'm trying to remember when. Close enough. It was a penny. Okay, so we have all different kinds of stocks. Okay, so that's how you put your money, but you got to stay balanced.
So let's straighten out this question here, or this answer. This is from Shim. So if I join with 30K, I will double them in 6 months.
Who's telling you that? Who told you that?
This is his assumption.
Your assumption? I would never assume that. I'm giving you something in the past. Okay, I will never vouch or say that this is going to happen. Anyone who tells you that, do yourself a favor, hit delete, because they're stroking you. They're giving you bullshit information. Okay, if we do things properly, maybe it'll be like that. Yeah. There is no guarantee.
You can't guarantee or
guarantee anything. I can't even guarantee you're going to make money.
Yep.
I'm just going by past performances, things I see.
Yep. Okay, so some people are asking how to join. Guys, our website is RNTR.trading. I'll show it on the screen again. Take a screenshot of that. Write that down. It's also at the top of our page on our social media pages. You'll find our links. All right? And you can pick whatever plan you want. They're all the same.
This has been a pretty busy week for the same names that people had last year, so people probably had a good week. We weren't active this week. We waited for our spots, okay? And we didn't get involved in those because, like I explained to you, we think we're going to buy them cheaper. And we like the spots, just not the areas. But when you're patient and you wait and it works, you feel like a champion. People get impulsive. We don't get impulsive. We trade proactive. The market trades reactive. That's been our edge for years. I'm going to show you a couple examples. We'll go back to a chart.
Shib's asking, so is this group a teaching group or a trading group?
No, it's a trading group. It is not a teaching group. Okay, we have courses, we got boot camps, but we're here to make money. I'll answer questions if you're new. I'll answer questions if they refer to the trading strategy, but I'm not here to teach. This is not a teaching group. Okay, you do that on your own and you come here. Think about it. You think you're going to get your returns and sit there and think you're in a class? It's not going to happen.
Okay. I think that. And where do you keep your money in between trades?
In your trading accounts.
In your broker account.
Yeah, leave them in your trading accounts.
Yeah.
If you're doing that well and you want to take it out and move it into something else, fine. Someone else, we just gave the example in September. Someone said he made enough money, took the money and bought a house for his children. How cool is that? How cool is that? Every time I read that story, I smile. If you want to go look at it, marketwatch.com back in September.
Okay. Let's see here. If we have any other questions, guys, let's see. Put it in the chat here. We'll answer any of your questions. Okay. Looks like they're pretty much answered. If you want to cover anything else.
You want to show some examples of what we did this week? Because we were not aggressive like everyone else, and it still worked.
Yeah.
Here's one. Mosaic, fertilizer company. We made two videos already in the first week. We said, listen, guys, we are getting in right here to start the year. We said, this looks exactly like this. We don't just trade off the charts, but we've had experience. We've had Mosaic 3 times last year. We caught it from here to here. We caught it from here to here. And then we got in here and it didn't work. And we got out here. We got back in the first day of the year. We said, this thing's got a bounce coming right away. You tell me, bang, what a bounce. And what did we do yesterday? We sold 1/3 of our position right here. Why? Because you got to trade these things. That's the difference between trading and investing. Trade a piece. If it pulls back and you belong to the group, we're going to put that piece right back on. You just got to know where. But look at that in a week. Buy something here, sell it here. Nice little profit.
How important is sentiment in your trading decisions?
Yes. Who asked that question?
Top Tick Tom.
Okay, Top Tick Tom. There's 3 ways to trade the market. One is charts. one is fundamentals, and one is one of the factors that we use that I keep to the group. And that's, you mentioned it in that comment, and that's exactly right. That's the third factor that belongs in your equation before you trade.
Okay. What do you think about physical platinum? Would you buy?
Physical platinum, I like that also, but it's not in play yet. Okay, and what you need for the physical parts of metals to be exposed is you need pullbacks. That's what silver is doing. Okay, when silver goes up, great. Then when it pulls back, and people are still reading futures. So when futures pull back and the metal doesn't, then the physical side gets exposed. That hasn't happened enough in platinum yet. That will get exposed too.
Do you post any international positions?
Anything we trade.
Okay.
We what? If you belong to our group or you want to look at the bags under my eyes, you know what this comes from? Getting up in the middle of the night and trading overseas markets.
Okay. Let's see. Joshua, he's part of our group. He said I was late, but what's your take on natural gas?
Natural gas. We think it's the perfect. Is that Joshua?
Yes. Or
yeah.
on?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Total gentleman in our group. One of the biggest gentlemen in our group. So I don't care what we're doing. We're going over what he wants to ask. We think natural gas is a perfect storm here. Okay. You got no weather. You got a little bit of a warm spell. You got some reweighting going on, which is natural selling. You got a roll period where the front month is going to get sold. So you have everything pushing it down where it's extending. And we think it's extending, and the slightest bit of news. Now, another part that's making it extend is this. I'm just giving you the futures. This caused this. Okay. And people don't understand what that was. I understand what it was. If you belong to the group, I explained to you what that was. People go, oh, this is natural gas. This was not natural gas. This was a different reason. So when you get this, it causes this, and then you get into an area which we think was attractive. Then you got no weather. You got 45 degrees. You can't even make an ice freeze anymore. So you got that going on. You got reweighting going on. So it's extending, and people can't stay in the game. We think the slightest bit of bullish news is going to make this thing snap up. Now you're in a roll period, so you're going to be out of this. You're going to be into the next month, which is down in the 260s. So you got $2.60 natural gas, which in my opinion is getting compressed. So it doesn't mean it's going to happen right away, but the minute it turns, or if the weather turns, I mean, if it's going to be 50 degrees between now and when the spring starts, we're going to lose money. Okay, but if there's any kind of a weather turn, any kind of demand, we think natural gas is going to snap right back up.
Okay. Let's see if we have any other questions here. I think we mostly covered everything.
Good.
Guys, if you have any questions on joining our group, send us a message. Make sure it's not a fake scammer responding back to you. We will not message you first because there's a lot of fake accounts out there.
Remember how we get back to you, okay? And like I said, they're promoting day trading, swing trading, crypto trade. We don't do any of those. So the minute you see that, that's not us.
One thing that's coming up in the chat here is how about we talk about Venezuela and all that stuff going on?
Yes, I agree. I think people are getting reactive now to the Venezuelan news, and I think that's the wrong way to trade. You got to be proactive, okay? And we think proactive is you got to see what the obvious stuff is and what people aren't seeing, because the obvious stuff that sets up the trades now. And what we think they are, people say, well, we're taking over. We took the delivery of the oil, 50 million barrels of oil. It's going to get sold at the market. So people think there's a lot of oil selling coming. Great. So what do you initially say? I don't want to be long oil. We think oil pushes down for that reason, and you got to buy it. We just did that last week. And look what happened to oil, snap right up. Also, what is Venezuela very sensitive to? Why is their oil different than ours? We produce so much oil. So who cares about that? Venezuela produces 1% of the global demand every day. 1%. So how could that move the needle? But it is moving the needle. Why? Because people are trying to speculate around it. Okay, but they have the oil that we need as the United States. So that's the edge. We look for trades and we think they're going to work. Our trade worked already. We think it's going to work again is gasoline.
Okay, guys. Our website is RNTR.trading. If you're looking to join, RNTR.trading. If you have any questions, send us a message and we'll get back to you.
Okay. A little bit of more advice today. Why? Because we think this week, as we finish up what we're going through, what we mentioned 2 weeks ago, that the middle of January is very important. It's going to give us great signals. It's given us free tests on our ideas. And then we're going to see how this goes, because we think as we get into the middle of February and the tail end of February, we have such a different scenario on this overall market. Okay, we're bullish, and then we're going to be getting ourselves neutral and then bearish. But right now, you got 3 or 4 weeks of making some good money to start your year, and they're there. And so that's what we're looking at. We'll be back here on Wednesday at 8:30. If for some reason something crazy happens, we'll make an announcement. We'll put an alert out. We may be here on Tuesday morning, or maybe something happens between now and Sunday night. We'll probably be here Monday or Tuesday.